During his time as a columnist for the men's magazine GQ, today's British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is said to have been very expensive for his employer due to notorious illegal parking. I once calculated that over the decade that he worked for GQ, Boris cost us about £4,000 in parking fine tickets, wrote the longtime editor-in-chief for Britain's GQ magazine edition, Dylan Jones, in the Sunday Times on Sunday. But he also wrote more than 100 hilariously funny car columns, so I think it was worth it, he said. Before his political career, Johnson worked for years as a, let's call it journalist, including for the Conservative Telegraph. Johnson recalled that shortly after the journalist began working for GQ in 1999, many fines for illegal parking quickly trickled in. And when I say many, I mean many. In Boris' own words, they have accumulated like falling snow on the windscreen, he said. The Prime Minister recently had to pay an initial fine for banned lockdown parties on Downing Street, and more will probably follow. While some are calling for his resignation, supporters have argued such a fine is no worse than a parking ticket. Boris Johnson didn't have much time to relax this weekend either. Returning from his brief but arduous trade visit to India, remember my video with the Bollywood trade deal, the British Prime Minister once again has less to worry about for his country than for his own survival in office. Because according to many observers, including some actors in the government district of Westminster, the parliamentary debate on Thursday signaled a change of mood in the Conservative government faction. The British have long since passed their verdict on the resident of Downing Street. According to pollster YouGov, 78% consider their Prime Minister to be a liar. The London Detective sees it similarly. A total of 12 events are subject to Scotland Yard's investigation, and the result of one is already available. A celebration of Johnson's 56th birthday in June 2020 should not have taken place. The participants, including the Prime Minister himself, his wife Kerry, and Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak, received payment orders for £50 each during Holy Week. Anyone who is promptly, like those affected, who pays promptly like them, admits a breach of the law but is not considered to have a criminal record. Must a lawbreaker in the highest government office resign? Well, as recently as February, Johnson had announced that his opponents would have to send an armoured division on the march to drive him out of his position. The Tories are not expressing themselves quite as martially these days, but there is enough open displeasure. Former Officer Tobias Elwood believes that a vote of no confidence within the party is only a matter of time, and former parliamentary group leader Mark Harper considers his party leader to be no longer worthy of holding his important office. The Prime Minister may have pointed to two factors when he tried to persuade rebellious party members at his country estate in Chequers over the weekend. On the one hand, important municipal and regional elections are due in just under 2 weeks, and a party that voters perceive as divided has never been able to score many points. On the other hand, many Conservatives see no credible alternative. According to a report in the Daily Mail, Johnson's circle is said to be working on plans for a snap general election. Actually, the next one is only scheduled for 2021, but as I said this morning, I believe that they might go for something if it's of any use for them. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.